Christ, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who I learned this truth from. And I'd like to say peace and salutations to the hopefully elect. And today I want to go into the book of Revelation, chapter 10. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and straight to the point. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 10. And I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow upon his head, and his face was as were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. And he had in his hand a little book open, and he set his right foot upon the sea, and his left foot upon the earth. And he cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roareth. And when he had cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices. He has the little book, being the scriptures, the Bible. That's the book that this angel was presenting. Verse 4. And when the 7 thunders had uttered their voices, I was about to write, and I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Seal up those things which the 7 thunders uttered, and write them not. And the angel which I saw stand upon the sea and the earth lifted up his hand to heaven, and sware by him that liveth forever and ever, who created heaven, and the things that therein, and the earth, and the things that therein, and the sea, and the things which are and the things which are therein, that there should be time no longer, but in the days of the voice of the 7th angel, when he had begun to sound, the mystery of Yahweh should be finished, as he hath declared to his servants the prophets. And yes, the Lord has revealed his secrets unto his servants the prophets, because that's pretty much what's happening. The prophecies, we're in that time where prophecy is being fulfilled. Certain prophecies are coming to pass, we're still approaching, one of the major prophecies of Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, the mark of the beast, still vastly approaching in the time of Jacob's trouble. Verse 8, and the voice which I had heard from heaven spake unto me again and said, Go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And when I took the little book out of the hand of the out of the angel's hand, and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. And yes, basically what these last 3 verses are going into is how, the scriptures, is going into, your mind. That's, one thing your mind is referred to in these verses, your belly, because what do you do when you eat? Your belly is filled, but this is talking about your mind. John took the book, he read it, he read certain scriptures, and, it was sweet, but he also came across other scriptures as well, and it made his belly bitter. He knew about the certain prophecies And it was bitter, like, when we awaken to this truth, we learned the fact that we are Israelites of the 12 tribes. We learned that we are the sons of the power. We learned that our Messiah is a so-called black man. Our Creator is a so-called black man. We learned the true names. Those things are sweet. The kingdom of heaven. But also, it's bitter. And that's the balance. You can have sweet without bitter. Those are the sweet things, but also the bitter things. The time of Jacob's trouble. Captivity. Certain things that we're going to have to go to before we get to the kingdom. So that's what it means when he said it was sweet and it was Salakia. So that's what it meant when it says, when he ate the book, it was in his mouth as sweet as honey and bitter in his belly, because ultimately these scriptures are sweet. When we read them, it brings comfort. When we read certain scriptures, but it's also bitter. We read certain things, especially the time that we're coming into, the time of Jacob's trouble, that's bitter. The soon mandate of the mark of the beast, that's bitter. That's pretty much the balance, but that little book being the Bible, and the point being that, when we eat the roll, it's going to be as sweet as honey, but it's also going to be bitter when we eat it. So I want to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from. And I'd like to say peace and salutation to the hopefully elect. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Till the next time, I say Shalom.